So let's quickly move ahead and then do that. For those who are complaining that they can't hear anything, I think I've sorted that out now. You should be able to hear me. So let's pay attention to this example instead of the first one. Okay, so with this example, we want to look at everything afresh. Okay, we want to look at everything afresh and then we'll see how we can go about it. Now, the very first one, the solution, I said you should state the equation, and then the equation is y equals ax plus what? B. Okay? And then I also explained that to find a basically is the difference of y over the difference of x. What do we mean by the difference? Now remember in math we have this triangle representing difference, okay, and difference is basically subtraction. Okay, so first of all we'll have to find the difference of this y, and then we'll have to find the difference of this x value. How do you find the difference of this y and x value? You quickly have to just put minus between them, and then you write it from left to right. So if I'm writing this from left to right, it basically means that the difference in y value will be equal to what? 2 minus 1. Okay, or if I want to use another value to be what? 3 minus what? 2. If I want to use another value to be 4 minus 3, if I want to use another value to be 5 minus 4, any of this, okay? And then if I want to use another value to be 6 minus 5, okay? And we know that when we do this calculation, all of them should be equal to what? 1. Are we okay? All of them will be equal to 1. Now, once all of them are equal to 1, we found the difference in the value of what? X. Basically, this is x, this is x. And then I want to find the difference in the y. The difference in the y is the one down. So the difference, just have to put subtraction in between. Okay, now putting the subtraction in between, we want to find the difference between the 20 and the 10. So 21 minus 10 should give us 11. Okay, then we have 32 minus 21 should also give us 11. So you realize that the difference is what? 11 for the y. Okay, we are going to fix this for our a. So it becomes 11 over 1. Okay, it becomes 11 over 1. Now with 11 over 1, sorry, someone is saying they can't hear me, but I think I can hear myself. Yeah. Please check your volume if you can't hear me. Please check your volume, okay? So we have this as our difference, and then it means that our a is going to be 11. We're going to do more examples. I know we're mapping at some point, it gets a bit confusing, but when you build a consistency and practice more, you shouldn't have an issue with it. So we are going to do more examples. I think we should do about 4 or 5 examples before we bring this lesson to an end, okay? I'll also be live this evening at 7 o'clock, live at 7 p.m. Okay, I'll also be live at 7 p.m. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a family member to tell a church member, and so on and so forth, so that we can all learn together. So we found our value for a. Okay, the next thing we need to find for this will be the value of b. How do we find b? We find b by basically substituting the corresponding values of what? X and y. So I can decide to use this. Okay, so now that we found the value of a, we can go and put it in the equation, which is what? Y equals, that's this equation, okay, which is y equals 11x plus b. Now our goal is to find this b. How do we find this b? We can select any corresponding value. I can decide to use this, I can decide to use any corresponding, okay? So the pair, you can pick a pair and then fix it in. So I will decide to use the 1 and the 10 because it makes my calculation easy. It means that wherever I see y, I'm going to fix in 10. Wherever I see x, I'm going to fix in 1. Okay, so let's do that. So this would be 10 equals 11, 1 plus what? B. Okay. So in the evening, it's not going to be a repeat of the same lesson. It's going to be this lesson. Someone is trying to find out it's going to be a repeat. It's going to be a different lesson. And I think that lesson is going to be focused on a topic called enlargement. A topic called enlargement. It's a topic for final year students, but I think it should be useful for everyone. It's a fresh topic you should at least make time and then watch. Or it's going to be maybe use solutions to various past questions, or maybe a detailed explanation to something you've not really looked at, which is business maths fixed in number plane question, which is not going to be only plot A, point A, which is blah blah blah, but they are going to say using complete the table where you be dealing with Ghana cedis, US dollars and all that. So it could be anything. So just make, that's the surprise about it. It could be anything that we'll be learning. So it means that if you miss it, once it is on YouTube, you can get access to it. But when you look at it, whilst it is live, I think you get to ask all the questions you need to ask. So we've done that. We're fixing the values. And then we have 10. And then we have 11, because 11 times 1 is 11. And then plus what? B. So 10 minus 11 equals B, okay? And then when we do our subtraction, we'll get -1, okay? So B equals -1. So the two important things we need to find, we've done that. The two important things is to find the value of A and then find the value of B. We've used this process to find the value of what? A, okay? Which I'll be explaining. I'll explain it again, but I'm not going to write. And then we use this process, okay, of picking any corresponding values of x and y and fixing it into the equation whilst we found our A to find the value of B. These are the two important things we need to find. So now we can go ahead and write our rule. So our rule is going to be y equal A, which is 11, x plus into bracket -1, okay? But when we look at it, brackets means multiplication, okay? So plus minus will give us minus, okay? So that's going to be this, and then that. This is the rule of the mapping. How is the rule important? The rule is important to help us find m, okay? So in so doing, to help us find m, all we need to do is to take the x value of what? M, and fix it into this mapping. So it basically means wherever we see x, we are going to fix in 6. So y will be equal to 11 into bracket 6 minus 1. And this is going to give us 66 minus what? 1. Okay? Remember, the goal is to find the m. And then the m is what? The codomain, which is the y value. So once we find y in this, it represents the m. Okay? So when we do our subtraction, we are going to get 65. So it means that if x, which is the domain, is 6, the codomain should be 65. Okay? Let's take another example. Now, in this example, we want to look at how to find the. So example 3, right? Okay, so we want to look at how to find the rule for this particular mapping. Okay, the rule for this particular mapping. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is example 3. Remember, I said we are going to do 4 or more examples, so that by the time I end, you would get the understanding. Okay, so having that, we have 3, 1, -1, -3, -5. So when you look at it, if the thing is starting from negative to positive, then you should know that your A might be a positive coefficient for the x. But if the thing is starting from positive and is running to negative, then you should know that your coefficient, which is the a for the x, is going to be a negative. Okay, that's just a tip. You don't have to really worry about it. Yours is to just follow the rules and then you have your answer. So we've established that this is our domain and this is our codomain. Okay, domain, codomain. Now that we've established that, we want to write the formula that's going to help us, or the equation that's going to help us, and that is this. Okay, now the two most important things we need to find will be A and then the B. Now remember, to find A, it is just the difference between the y value over the difference between the x value. I've already explained what the difference between the y value is. Okay, so the difference between the y value, let me explain again. It basically means if I put subtraction here, subtraction here, subtraction here, subtraction here, and I decide to do 1 minus 3, that is my difference between the y value. I decide to do negative 1 minus 1. I decide to do negative 3 minus negative 1. I decide to do negative 5 minus negative 3. So it is backwards. Okay, it is backwards. So let's just pick any. Okay, let me see. I'll decide to do 1 minus 3, which will give me negative 2. If I decide to do negative 3 minus, the negative 3 minus into brackets minus 1, this will give me positive. Okay, let's be careful here. This will give me positive. So if I write this well, it will be negative 3 plus 1, which will be negative 2. Remember, they are the same here. And if it is a mapping that does not involve squares, it will be consistent. We have mappings that will involve squares, and with that one, when you are trying to find a difference, they will not be in a sequence. They will not be consistent in terms of the difference. The difference will be changing. Okay, but with this one, we've tried this set, we had negative 2. We've tried this set, we had negative 2. So it means that it is consistent and it is the one that does not involve a square. The one that involves a square, we'll look at that in a later lesson. Okay, now let's find for x. Now to find for x, I said you put negative, subtraction, 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 and then you start from the back. So that is what? 2 minus 1, which will give us 1. And then we have, if I even decide to do 5 minus 4, which will give us 1. Okay, so those are the difference. Negative 2. Okay, so for the y it is negative 2, and then for the x it is 1. Okay, which is the same as negative 2. So the value of our a is what? Negative 2. We are going to fix this value into our equation. That is this equation. I'm going to fix it back. So we replace the a with what? Negative 2. Okay, we've replaced the a with negative 2. Now that we've done that, we want to find the value of the b. Okay, I said in a mapping, you need two things to find the value of what? B, and then the value of a. We've already found the value of a. Okay, so we want to find the value of the b. Now, finding the value of the b basically means that we can go back to our mapping, that is the domain and the codomain, and then we choose any pair. Okay, so x and y. Okay, I'll decide to choose the 1 because it is easy and I'll not be working with the negative. I'll try using a negative. Okay, so with that one, wherever I see y, what do I fix there? 3. Wherever I see x, what do I fix there? 1. Okay, so always the important thing is to choose something that is very simple for you to work with. Don't go and choose 5, negative 5 when you know that you have issues working with negatives. Okay, so quickly what I'll do is to replace the y with 3. So 3, and then replace the x with what? 1. So negative 2 into bracket 1. Remember, the goal is to find the value of b. Okay, then plus b. So now we've substituted all the variables and the only variable left is b. So once the only variable left is b, we can make b the subject. So in order to do this calculation, we'll have negative 2 and this will be 3 plus b. Now to continue, it means this 2 will come to this side, so it becomes 3 plus what? 2 equals what? B. So the value of B will be 5. So as I said earlier, the two most important values we need will be the value of A in the equation and then the value of B in the equation. We found the value of A to be -2, and we found the value of B, which is 5. We will take them and fix them back into this equation. Okay, so fixing them back into this equation will be y equal, what is the value of A? -2. Then x comes. Plus, what is the value of what? B. The value of B is 5. So this is our equation of what? The rule for the mapping. If I decide to even find 7 maps to what? All I need to do is to fix 7 at wherever I see x, and then I can find the value of y, and then I can. So with this, once you get the mapping of the rule for the mapping, you can expand your mapping to any length. Okay, you can expand your mapping to any length. So this is the third example. We are going to take our last example, and then I'm going to give you some assignments to do, which you can send to my email, that is mathematics by Dominic Logosu. Within my own time, I'll try and see if I can check those assignments for you. But the assignments, you can actually write them in the comment section below once I give it. So let's look at the next example. Now the next example, we want to look at x, y. I think this marker is too dark for my liking. Let me just clean it and then use another one. Please, if the purple or I think it's purple or violet is okay for you, comment in the comment section below so that I'll know, I'll avoid using it. The goal is to make the thing as colorful as possible and then to separate some of the concepts so that when you look at them, you can really understand them. So our example 4, I thought I was changing this. So our example 4, let me use a brighter color. Example 4, we want to look at x mapping to y. Remember, your x is your domain and then your codomain is the y. When the arrowheads change direction, that's a different thing altogether. Okay, so having that, we'll have x and y. The x will start from 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, and then we'll have this, we'll have that, we'll have that, we'll have that, we'll have that. Okay, so now we'll have -2, 4, 10, 16, 22. Don't be scared about the huge intervals. Once we understand the concept, we should be able to do it. We know that this is the x is our domain and this is the y is our codomain. Okay, so quickly let's just state the formula for finding the rule for the map, and then the formula is y equal ax plus b. So the very first thing we need to do is to be able to find the value of what? A. That's the first thing you do. Okay, so find the value of A. How do you find the value of A? We've established that A equals the difference. This triangle means difference. The difference in the y value over the difference in the what? X value. Those who know number plane into details, this formula is the same formula we use to find gradients. Okay, so remember gradients, we do y2 minus y1. We are actually trying to find the difference, okay, between the y values, and then we do x2 minus x1. So the A here also represents what? The gradient. And this, as I said at the beginning of the lesson where people were complaining that they couldn't hear me, I was actually trying to say that it is the same as the equation of a line. And then the A that represents the m in the equation of a line, and then we know m represents gradient in our number plane lessons. Okay, we'll be looking at details of that very soon. And then, so let me continue. So let's find the difference in the y value. The difference in the y value basically means, I said you put negative between them, okay, and then you start doing the subtraction from the back, which is the right hand side. So you pair them up. So let me see y. If I decide to use this, that would be what? 4 minus into bracket minus what? 2. Or I can decide to do 10 minus what? 4. Or I can decide to do 16 minus 10. Okay? 16 minus 10. This will give me 6 because negative times negative, bracket means multiplication. So negative times negative will give me what? Positive. So 4 plus 2, which will be what? 6. 10 minus 4 will give us 6. 16, this is 16, sorry. 16 minus 10 should give us 6. Let me clean that so that no one gets confused about it. Okay, so you realize that it's the same thing. So it means our difference in the y value is going to be 6. Okay, let's find the difference in the x value. The difference in the x value also negative, 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 and then we'll start from the back. So I can even decide to do 12 minus 9. Okay, I can even decide to do 12 minus 9. Okay, so we have x equals 12 minus 9, or 9 minus 6, or 3 minus 0, or 6 minus 3. So all this is going to give me 3, 3, 3, 3. So it means that my difference also in the x value is what? 3. So I'll just write this, what I found here. So 6 over 1, 3. And that's going to give me 3 here, 1, 3 here, 2. So 2. So my a is what? 2. Okay? Then now that we know a, the next thing we need to find is our b. Okay? So how to find a b? We just have to rewrite our equation. So first and foremost, this is our equation. We found what? A. So we'll fix in what? A. A equals what? 2 from here. So we'll fix it into b. What? Y equals 2x plus b. Okay? Now that we've found that, all we need to do is to just choose a pair. Okay, please don't be confused with this negative. So when you are writing these negatives, ensure that you don't confuse it, because some of them come with what? Negative. Okay, so this one is already negative what? 2. Okay, I just put the negatives there so that you understand what you are doing. So it's not really, once you understand it, don't be writing it there, because when you write it there, then it basically means you might misrepresent it. Okay, and then we don't want that. We don't want you to be misrepresenting your mapping. So quickly, I can decide to choose this. That is what? 3 and 4. I can decide to choose 9 and 16. Okay, any of them. I can decide to choose the negative 2, 0. Okay, so this one, once I choose them, I'll choose the 3, 4. Okay, once I choose it, means wherever I see y, what do I fix there? 4. Wherever I see x, what do I fix there? 3. So 4 equals 2 into bracket 3 plus what? B. Remember, we are trying to find what? B. So once we fix it, that you realize that all the variables go away and then it's left with only B. Once it's left with only B, we can easily make what? B the subject in this particular equation. So 4 equals 6 plus B. And then we'll do 4 minus 6 equals what? B. And then when we do our subtraction, we'll get minus 2b. Okay, and then we'll have b equal what? Negative 2. So now we have b equals negative 2. The next thing is to just fix these two variables into this equation. Once we fix these two variables into this equation, we can go ahead and then write the rule for the mapping. So quickly, the rule will be y equal, what was a? 2, x plus into bracket negative 2. Now positive negative will give us negative, so to rewrite this becomes what? So this is the rule for the mapping. Let's test the rule. If I fix in 0, I want to test and see if I fix in 0, I'll get negative 2. If I fix in 0 here, so let me write a test so that no one gets confused. Test the rule. Okay, I'll decide to use the first one. We are using to test the rule. So y equals, we want to see if the 0 will give us a corresponding value of y to be negative 2. So 2 into bracket 0 minus 2. 0 multiplied by anything is 0, so minus 2. And then y, we'll take that off, negative 2. So you realize that our rule is working, it is correct. If I decide to use the 6 and the 10, let's see. If I decide to use the 6 and the 10, I can't go further here because my image is there, so I'll move it here. So if I decide to use the 6 and the 10, we have y equals 2x minus 2. So 6 and the 10 means that wherever I see x, I'm going to fix in 6 to see if I get 10. I'm testing my rule. So 2 into bracket 6 minus that is giving me 12 minus 2. Sorry. 10. So it means our rule works. Okay, so yeah, that is it for today. But please, I'm going to move to the next slide. Once I move to the next slide, or I'm going to clean the blackboard. Once I clean the blackboard, I'm going to put 4 of these questions down. All you need to do is to submit it in the comment section below. This lesson is going to be uploaded as soon as I'm done, and I think in 30 minutes you should see it on my YouTube channel. So whenever you want to go over or revise this particular lesson, you can come back to it and then revise it. Okay, so as I said, 7 p.m. we are going to be meeting at 7 p.m. and then we are going to do a different topic. It could be just going through the past questions. It could be just having fun and talking about things about mathematics. So make a date, tell your friends, tell your family members so that they can also be with us. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, if you are new and you've not subscribed to this channel, ensure you do your subscription so that 7 p.m., whether you forget or not, there'll be a notification sent by YouTube to remind you that your class is started so that you can join us. Also, like this video. Every individual watching this video should like it. That's the smallest way you can support and encourage me to continue with this online tutorials, because a lot goes into it. So like the video right now. Don't say you like it after. If you've not subscribed, just hit that red button which is down there that has what subscribe to it. Once you hit it, a bell will appear. You click on the bell and then you get notification anytime I'm live. Okay, quickly. So what I'm going to write on the board is just 4 similar mappings, and I'm going to find the rule for them. Once you find the rule for them, please just you can even type the steps. Okay, how you found the a value, how you found the y value. You can type it in the comment section. I'll go through the comment section. Don't send it through email because I have a lot of things in my dedicated email. Students all over the place are sending me assignments to check for them, not only in the school that I teach, so that's a lot of email which I need to reply to. So if you add yours to it, that's going to be a lot of work for me. So just in the comment section, I can easily look at it and then give you a feedback. So let's look at our 4 assignments. So our 4 assignments, please try and post answers in the comments section. Okay, so try this and post your answers in the comment section. Okay, so post answers in the comment section. So the very first one is, if I can get an interesting one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the first one is x, y. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot. I hope you are all staying safe and you are all staying at home. Let me know your experience during this outbreak, what you've been up to. You can send or tell me in the comment section. Okay. I have been at home building websites and doing some animations. Okay, let me change the color of P so I can see it more. Some of the websites is Readergator. Okay, let me write it here. Readergator is basically a library full of books. Okay, that you can go and read. When you read, you can do your summary and other things. The library aspect of Readergator will be made ready before the end of this week. Okay, so when it's ready, all you need to go is to go to the main menu at the top. You click library, And there are a lot of books for all ages. You just have to go through them. Once you go through them, you can, I think I'll allow download, or maybe I'll allow reading from the site. So once you go through them, you read from the site, and then you do your summary. Once you sign up to Readergator, you have your individual blog that you can actually write your own stories also. And then you can, people can comment on your story, people can help you review your story and all that. Okay, so if you've not done your sign up yet, do your sign up before the whole thing goes official. Okay, so we are going to integrate the library before the end of this week. Okay, so as latest by Sunday, you should have the library integrated. So once it's integrated, anytime I'm having a lesson, you would be previewed to it. So we have 11, 9, 11, and then we have another one Q. Okay, so the question is A, find the rule of the mapping. B, find the value of P and Q. I think I'm going to leave it very simple. I'm just going to put 2, maybe 3. So we have this also, X mapping to Y. Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have this. If you've not checked out most of my lessons are cool lessons. They also talk about topics that students are actually struggling with, so you can have a look at those lessons quickly so that what's this? Okay, so we have 4, 7, 10. And we have another one, K. And then let me change the color back. K and then 16. So the same preamble. Okay, let me just write its own preamble. Okay, find the rule and the value of K. Okay, let me add the last one to it, which will be 3. Number 3. Number 3. Okay, so next, ignore that. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the simple support you can give me is subscribing to the channel and telling your friends to also subscribe. The goal is to hit 1,500 subscribers. Once we hit that, we go big, and then we can even do lessons based on students' requests and all that. You know, a lot of things go into this, so please subscribe. This one is Find the Rule. You can actually take mommy's phone, you subscribe, take daddy's phone, you subscribe, take your auntie's phone, subscribe. So we get a lot of subscribers. We are in this together, okay? So subscribe to the channel, like the videos, watch all my videos. You are learning actually. It's a fun way. So thank you for being with me. Check out Readergator, check out Think Academist. The coupon, I don't think it's still valid. It's still valid. Whatever. I don't think it's still of value because it has ended. Okay. So what you need to do is you can contact me, send an email or comment section that you need a coupon. I'll try and get a coupon for you. Once I get a coupon for you, you can get 50% off our quiz and our lessons on Think Academies. Okay, so please, your answers should be in the comment section below. Have a nice day and bye bye.